Hi, my name is Malachi Hogg-Madden, and today I'll be reading you two things. The first thing I'll be reading is my mixed genre script called The Fall, and the second thing I'll be reading is a poem by Christy Ann Martin about appreciating life. Although I'm a psychology major, I love listening and making music, so I'm taking a couple of music classes. And I've decided to take some of my experiences from the music class and mix it with some fiction and imagination to make my story more interesting. And I chose to write a story like this because I love talking about music and I love hearing and reading lighthearted stories. And I believe stories like that can bring people together more than we realize. And I hope you enjoy this story. It's a Monday morning. The clock just moved from 10:35 to 10:36 in Miss Collins' vocal class. Multiple students are eagerly waiting for the next arrangement to be played, except one, Malachi Hogg-Madden. Malachi Hogg-Madden's head has been hurting for the past 33 minutes, and he also has to use the restroom. He doesn't really want to sing along, so he asks Miss Collins, "Can I use the restroom?" Miss Collins replies, "Okay, don't be too long." Malachi quietly gets up from his seat and quickly walks to the door. As he exits the classroom, he runs to the nearest bathroom and relieves himself. As he walks out, he trips over a rock that just so happened to be in the walkway. He falls and hits his head. Miraculously, when he gets up, his headache has gone away. As he gets up, however, he notices that he's not on campus anymore. He's on a campus, it's just not his. He looks around and notices that there are some people playing basketball in the distance, so he goes over and walks to them to ask them questions. "Hey, my name's Malachi. I'm lost and looking for directions. Can you tell me where I am?" says Malachi to the basketball players. The first basketball player replies, "Nice to meet you, Malachi. My name's Bill. These are my friends, Caleb, Terrence, and Kobe. I will let you know where we are, but we don't know ourselves. We just happened to walk on this court and start playing. You want to play?" Seeing that he had nothing better to do, he decided to play a game before he continued searching for a way back home. Malachi guarded Terrence, while Bill guarded Kobe. Kobe killed them, and even though Bill was a good defender, Malachi's team ended up losing. Kobe walked up to Malachi and said, "Good game, youngin. Remember, if you give it your all and work nonstop, no one will ever be able to stop you." "Thanks, Kobe. Nice meeting you all. Hopefully I'll see you again." Malachi continued to walk around this unknown campus looking for directions, or really just any information. As he continues walking, he heard a beautiful duet from under a building. He walked up to see a young man and young woman singing together under a tree, laughing and enjoying themselves. Malachi thinks to himself, "They might have the answers I need to get home. I should talk to them." He decided to walk over there. As he slowly approached them, they stopped singing and looked at him with warm eyes. The singing man said, "Hi, how can I help you?" Malachi replied, "Hey, my name is Malachi. I slipped and randomly ended up where I am. Do you know where we are?" The singing man replied, "Hi, my name's Michael. I wish I could help you, but I don't know how I got here either. I was taking a nap, and when I woke up, I was lying in a field of roses. Whitney, do you know where we are?" Whitney, the singing woman, replied, "No, honestly, I don't know either. I was taking a bath, then I walked out the restroom when I was under a tree. Then I saw you, Michael, and we started singing. If I could say one thing, though, this place is really beautiful and really calming." Michael says, "You're right about that. This place is so calm. I don't ever want to leave." Malachi says, "This place is really nice, but I still need to get back to where I was before. Nice meeting you two. You both have beautiful voices." Michael and Whitney reply, "Thank you. Hopefully you find what you're looking for." As Malachi walks around campus, he actually pays attention to how nice it is. It has beautiful, solid golden arches with daffodils lining the solid gold pavement. Doves sing beautiful melodies as they fly overhead. You don't see a lot of people, but you can just hear and feel laughter and conversations, almost like there are people all around. Malachi feels completely at peace and finally just sits down in the middle of the hallway and relaxes when an extremely tall man walks up to him, stares him in his eyes, and it feels like he's staring completely through him. When he walks up to him, Malachi feels compassion and love surrounding him completely, and it's almost like he's almost floating. The man reaches his hand out and helps Malachi up. The tall man says in a booming voice, "Hey, Malachi, I'm the head of this campus. You haven't passed the requirements to get into this school yet. You have to pass a couple more classes before you're accepted into this class. You'll be back here if you do what you're supposed to do and you study for your classes. Malachi replies, okay, can you tell me where I am so I can look up your university later? And how do you know my name? The headmaster chuckles and replies, you'll figure out the name of this campus sooner or later. Don't worry about it. Look to your left. There's a set of wooden doors. If you walk through them, you'll be back in the class you're supposed to be in. Malachi says, okay, thank you for the directions. Hopefully we meet again. The headmaster looks down at him and says, goodbye, my child. Malachi walks to his left and stands in front of those tall wooden doors. He takes a really deep breath and opens them. As they open, a large gust of wind hits his face, and he is momentarily blinded from a bright light. When he regains his sight, he sees Mrs. Collins and the rest of the class were staring back at him. Miss Collins replies, Malachi, you used the restroom really quickly. We haven't even started the next arrangement yet. As Malachi walks back to his seat, he looks up and sees that it's still 10:36. He wonders to himself why he left class in the first place, but can't remember. He hears a piano playing and beautiful singing in the distance, but suddenly it stops and is interrupted by Miss Collins playing the opera song Caro Mio Bien. He shakes off his thoughts and focuses on singing with the rest of the class. Eventually, class ends and Malachi walks back to his dorm. As he walks back, he comes upon a realization. Thank God, Malachi says. My headache finally went away. And that's the end of the story. The overall theme of the story is to appreciate where you are in the moment, because at the end of the day, you may not be able to go back to those moments or see the same people you saw before, and to just appreciate life because it's also a very fleeting thing. Life is very short and make the most of it. Secondly, this is the poem by Christiane Martin about the appreciation of life. This poem is important to me because it reminds me to kind of slow myself down whenever I'm feeling too anxious and just appreciate the little things around, because the little things are usually more important than things that are important to us. It goes like this. When your world moves too fast and you lose yourself in chaos, introduce yourself to each color of the sunset. Reacquaint yourself with the earth beneath your feet. Thank the air that surrounds you with every breath you take. Find yourself in the appreciation of life. My name's Malachi Hogg-Madden, and thank you for watching and listening to my mixed genre script and the poem by Christiane Martin about the appreciation of life.